that, but try to find their speeches on the Senate floor and on the Assembly floor in support of this monumental agreement. It will move you and show you the dedication that they have as public servants. It's also great to be joined here by Senator Pat Galvin, and we appreciate the Senator being here. The Senator has also been instrumental in behind the scenes. We've had many a breakfast meeting for him to understand the project, and we thank him for his support. I'd like to welcome members of the Erie County Legislature under the leadership of Chairwoman April Baskin. You all have played an integral role in this project, and especially the Community Benefits Agreement. April, your dedication in particular and your vision to make certain that this stadium provides lasting benefits to our entire community deserves a tremendous amount of praise. Thank you to former Governor Lieutenant Bob Duffy, who has been here, a good friend and somebody I really look forward to working with, and the entire board of the Erie County Stadium Corporation. Buffalo is known as the city of good neighbors. But I'm telling you, it also should be known as the city of great leadership. There's a special group of people here today, seated with us, who work tirelessly to make this day a reality. When you see them, thank them. We couldn't have done this without them. Thank you to our friend and attorney, Scott Zolke. You've been a part of the family, and we appreciate everything that you have done to get us to this day. To our partners at Legends, Populous, and Gilbane Turner, thank you for the work you've done, the work you are about to do, what you've created, and the lives you're about to change. You've been incredible to work with. The Bills organization is blessed to have two great leaders at the helm of our football team, Sean McDermott and Brandon Bean. Along with the Pagulas, they have put this organization on a path of sustained success. Our best days are ahead of us. We thank them for being here with us today. To our Bills, PSE, and Pagula Family Office teammates, this project doesn't exist without your hard work and dedication. It's a privilege to work alongside you every day and help deliver this project on behalf of the Pagula family. While Buffalo isn't one of the larger NFL markets, the days of us operating as a small market team are in the past. On the field, we have become a national brand, gaining national attention and attracting national opportunities. Our fans stretch across the country and the world, and as an organization, we carry this banner with commitment and pride. We are so excited to see the atmosphere that's going to be created for our fans when Josh Allen and our team leads us into this new stadium. Today is a great day, and it's a great day that's going to be filled with future great days. Congratulations to everyone that's here today. Thank you for being with us, and go Bills.
Thank you, Ron. Now I'd like to bring up our owner, Terry Pagula. The Pagulas put down roots in Western New York in 1975 and purchased the Bills in 2014. The Pagulas care about Western New York. They care about this place so much. It wasn't long after they purchased the team before they found their perfect match in Sean McDermott and Brandon Bean. The group helped turn the team into a playoff contender quickly and now have the talent and culture of Super Bowl contenders. Under the leadership of Terry, the Bills have won the AFC East 3 years in a row and have made it to the playoffs in 4 straight seasons. And I think you can just keep on adding to that. Terry, come on up.
Perfect match. Governor, I'm sorry that we beat you here because I was hoping we were going to be late because Sean was combing his hair. I want to thank New York State and Erie County for continuing to give the Bills a home here in Western New York, and specifically Governor Hochul for your tremendous support. I mean tremendous. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. And also Mark Polencars, thank you very much. Ron took away a lot of my thank yous, but I knew he was going to do that. But all the people from Populous, thank you for the design of our beautiful, functional, future new home here in New York. And the people at Legends and Gilbane Turner, thank you for the work you have done and the work you will be doing to complete this stadium. I want to thank our people at our family office, at PSE, and at the Bills, who continue to work with everyone involved in this project. And Mayor, thank you for coming. I didn't get a chance to talk to you much, but I really appreciate our relationship through the years very much. Finally, I want to thank Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. I'm proud to say we have a new longer-term naming rights deal, and their name will shine on our stadium for years to come. Ralph, we're moving across the street. What would he say to that, Mary? Huh? And don't start crying. You get me crying. This site where we have gathered has been the location of Buffalo Bills games for the last 50 years. At the conclusion of the new lease that we have signed, the Bills will be playing on this property for 83 years. Congratulations, Bills fans. We all know the Bills are the only team that actually physically play in the state of New York, and we're very proud of that. The stadium we will build will not only be a new home for our players and coaches, but also for our fans. This stadium is a public-private NFL, and I call it a fan partnership. Everywhere I go in this beautiful state, I meet Bills fans. I'm talking from the Adirondacks, the Champlain Valley, the Hudson Valley, the city, the Catskills, the Tug Hill Plateau, the Finger Lakes region, the Southern Tier, and here in Western New York. And I also might add that part of our local fan base is also in Pennsylvania and our friends to the north in Canada. There may be a dotted line between us and them, but Bills fans have no dotted lines. Stats show that the Buffalo Bills are #1 in the NFL in fan engagement. And I spent the last week asking what the hell fan engagement is. I know if you're in a seat at the stadium, that's fan engagement, but when you start pushing buttons and all that kind of stuff, but can you imagine the Bills are #1? I like to say, we are Bills fans and we are everywhere. We cheer for our heroes from the past. We cheer for our heroes on the Wall of Fame. We cheer for our heroes in the Hall of Fame. And who can forget the author of "Where Else Would You Rather Be Than Right Here, Right Now?" And obviously, our current roster, put together by Brandon and Coach McDermott and our scouting staff, has Bills Mafia stamped all over it. But we also remember I knew this was going to happen. we also remember other heroes in Buffalo who deserve to be mentioned. Roberta Drury, Margaret Morrison, Andre McNeil, Aaron Salter, Geraldine Talley, Celestine Cheney, Hayward Patterson, Catherine Massey, Pearl Young, and Ruth Whitfield. And if I could mention, one more person who I cheer for every day, my wife, Kim. Years ago, David Bellamy penned a song, "You're My Favorite Star." And Kim, you are my favorite star. There's only 30 of these stadiums in this league that America loves, called the National Football League. So let me get this straight. We're going to build a stadium here, right? And we're going to tear down a stadium over there that's full of memories. So we need to fill this stadium with more memories and continue our legacy. We should remember the past, but embrace the building of our future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Terry. Those memories start today. We're making memories right now. Next up is someone we are so lucky to have here for this big day. It's our Governor of New York, Kathy Hochul. Governor Hochul is the 57th governor of New York and is New York's first female governor. Born and raised in Western New York, Buffalo to be exact, Governor Hochul is the first governor from upstate New York in over 100 years.
Thank you, Maddie, so much. And first governor who's really a hardcore, die-hard Buffalo Bills fan. Let's just get that out there. I think that's pretty obvious. I literally grew up down the road in Hamburg here, so how could you not love the Buffalo Bills? I could hear them cheering from my house if I wasn't at the game myself. So it's in my blood. I admit it. But I'm so honored to be here today. It was a long time in coming. There are a lot of ups and downs, but I want to thank so many people for just making this day what it is. And I'm going to steal the line that Terry stole from me, which is a powerful one for us here in Western New York. Where else would you rather be right here than right now? Here we are building a brand new stadium, my friends. Let's get excited about that. Terry, thank you. You and Kim were such a dynamic couple to have to deal with when you're negotiating. But I'll say perhaps my toughest calls were with Kim. And a lot of times when the guys were off doing something else, Kim and I were on the telephone. And it started literally in my first days as governor, late August of 2021. And she says, can we get this moving again? Because there was a lot of concern. Were we making enough progress toward a deadline? So Kim and I really bonded over the experience of just talking about how to make this happen. So I want to thank Terry. We love you. We love Kim and the entire Pegula family for loving New York, loving Buffalo, and we love you right back. So let's give a round of applause to the entire Pegula family. my partners in government, Mark Poloncarz and I knew we had to get this done. I was not going to be the first governor in the state of New York to lose a team, Buffalo Bills, and nor was he going to be the first county executive. We saw how important this was to this community, not just the economic impact of over $385 million a year, put an exclamation point on that, but also the psyche of this community rises and falls with the fortunes of the Buffalo Bills. It's just part of our story, part of our identity. So Mark, I want to thank you and your incredible team for, again, putting in the long hours, making this happen, being a great partner of mine in the legislature, April Baskin, and the Community Benefits Agreement. This is an agreement that's going to benefit people for decades to come. And it's not just sports related. It's about workforce development. It's about job training. It's about anti-violence initiatives. So this is going to have an impact way beyond what we're doing here today. So to our local elected officials, I thank you. Our partners at the federal level, Senator Schumer and Senators Gillibrand, were keenly watching the progress, making sure this occurred. Locally, we have Congressman Brian Higgins. I want to thank him for representing this area for such a long time. And now Lick Langworthy, I want to thank for what you're doing for us. Senator Galvin representing our delegation. They are hard at work right now. And I thank the entire delegation. This was not an easy lift, my friends. While we think it was easy here in Western New York, getting it through the New York State Legislature, which has a lot of people from parts of the state that are not Buffalo, it was hard. But we got it done. I want to thank Majority Leader Andre Stewart Cousins. I want to thank Speaker Carl Heastie and everyone involved in helping us get to the finish line, getting into the end zone to make this happen. Let's give them a round of applause as well. Byron Brown, a true fighter to make sure the Bills stayed here in Buffalo as well. I thank you. My number one priority was not just to build a stadium. I said we need a long-term commitment to get the state support. I said, how does 30 years sound? So a baby born today will be able to come not just for themselves, but with their children. That's how you create dynasties. That's how you create legacy, and that's what happened. And I want to thank Byron Brown for making sure that happened as well. To others, part of my team, Hope Knight, the president of Empire State Development. She's in charge of the money coming, so be nice to Hope. Also, I want to thank someone we call on. We need a voice of the past, a voice of experience, Bob Duffy. Thank you for chairing the Stadium Corporation Commission as well. I also want to thank labor. How does 10,000 union jobs sound to build this incredible facility? Let's give a round of applause to the men and women of Western New York who will be building this incredible fortress. You know, this place is not going to just represent a fantastic state-of-the-art facility. It does represent dreams to be realized and memories to be made and stories to be told. And of course, many, many victories to be celebrated. But it also is going to be a battleground. We love a good fight here in Western New York. It's going to be a battleground against all those other teams that dare step into our stadium. And it's a chance for our beautiful team, our amazing team, led by Sean McDermott and all the other members of the team who are so incredible. It's an opportunity for them to showcase what we're made out of, as they have been for many years. It shows their skills, their indomitable spirit, their perseverance, all traits that are not just owned by the Buffalo Bills. That's what Western New Yorkers are all about. That sense of we can do it, we can overcome all adversity that comes our way. And we've been through a lot, my friends. We've been through a lot, particularly this last year. And I thank Terry for reminding us of those souls we lost on that horrific May just a year ago. The individuals who were so innocent, people who probably tuned into the Bills in person or on the radio or on television every single week as well, because if you're a Western New Yorker, that's what you do. And we lost them. We lost a lot of people to violence. We lost a lot of people to a snowstorm. We've had a really tough year. And you know, my friends, we almost lost a great man, Damar Hamlin. And when he was able to be resurrected on the field and brought back to life, that was a sign to all of us from God that this community really matters. And it all comes together here today. So I pay homage to our fans. I pay homage to those who will be filling that fortress, beckoning others to come and see what they've got against the Buffalo Bills. Good luck. It's not going to work. We like to trash talk a little bit. I'm actually dialing it back more than I normally do. But to all those who are making memories today and those from the past 50 years on this site, my grandfather had just retired from the Bethlehem Steel Plant in 1973. We worked long hours there. My dad worked there. We all built steel. It's in my veins, that steel. For Grandpa's retirement gift, we chipped in and bought him season tickets for that very first game here. Now, it wasn't one of their winningest seasons. You can check the facts on that. But it was such a huge, big deal to my grandpa, who never could afford to go to those games until he retired. He was such a huge fan. Those doors are open to thousands of people, especially our loyal fan base, to be able to sit in a gorgeous stadium that is worthy of the names Buffalo Bills and Highmark. I want to thank everyone who made this day happen. For me, this is one of the highlights of my time as your governor, to make sure we delivered what I said we would do. We're keeping the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo for at least another generation, and we're giving them a magnificent home to call their own. Congratulations to everybody, and let's continue to win the games. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Governor Hochul. I think we could use that trash talking in a pregame speech, maybe our home opener. Sean, what do you think? Now I'd like to welcome up to the stage Erie County's County Executive Mark Poloncarz. County Executive Poloncarz is in his third term as county executive and began the position in 2012. He's a proud native of Lackawanna and loves his Bills, just like we all do.
Thank you, Maddie. Good morning to all. On behalf of the people of Erie County, I welcome all to Orchard Park, the home of the Bills, for at least the next 30 years. And doesn't this feel like it should be a home opener? This is the perfect weather for a home opener. And we're going to be celebrating home openers through 2055 because of the work that each and every one of the people on this stage did. Today is the culmination of years of work. The discussions regarding which ultimately resulted in what we are doing here today, breaking ground for the construction of a new stadium, actually began many years ago, even before any of us had heard of the word COVID. That's how long this process has been in effect. But because of the work of many, I'm proud to say, as everyone else has, that the Buffalo Bills will be our Buffalo Bills for the next generation and more to come. As many know, this wasn't always a given. But we have partners who made it a reality to ensure that the people who grew up in this community cheering for the Bills will be cheering, and their grandchildren will be cheering for many years to come. It took a lot of dedicated work and commitment among all the partners to hammer out an agreement that was fair and laid the groundwork for today's celebration. And we did it. It wasn't easy, but we did it. And I want to thank so many folks. I first off want to start with my county team. Most people saw me and heard me during the press conferences, but they didn't realize the group that was behind the scenes that worked tirelessly hours after hours to ensure that this day would come. I want to thank our current county attorney, Jeremy Toth, and our former county attorney, who is now a judge, who's here today, Michael Saragusa, and their teams for their great work. Our friends at the Department of Environment and Planning, who worked very hard, especially during the secret process, to make sure that that went through well. The Department of Public Works, led by our Commissioner Billy Gary. They're going to be intimately involved in the next few years to ensure that this project gets done on time and on budget. Our Department of EEO, led by James Blackwell, which is going to ensure that all those MWBE commitments that were put in place are met so that we can be a better, stronger community for all. And I really want to thank my partners at the Erie County Legislature for all their work, including Chairwoman April Baskin, Minority Leader John Mills, and Majority Leader Tim Myers, who were my partners on the Community Benefit Agreement negotiating team. As a result of all of their work, we are going to have a stronger community as a result of this deal. Not just the Buffalo Bills for the next 30 years, but a better, stronger community to all. So thank you to all our partners in county government. And I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize a former Buffalo Bill, and one of the predecessors to the office of county executive. County executives recognize county executive. Former county executive Ed Rakowski is here today. Thank you for being here, county executive. I also need to give a big shout out to our council, Frank Jones. Most of you may have never met or seen Frank, but Frank was our lead negotiator throughout this project, and he had the perfect type of attitude to lead us. He was there working those late nights and those early mornings. Frank was not a Buffalonian, but he will always be a Buffalonian. I know he will always be a Buffalo Bills fan. So thank you, Frank. I know you're out here today. Of course, I need to thank Governor Hochul and her team for their incredible work and effort that was put in. The governor understands the importance of this team to our community. She, like I, lived through one of the most traumatic times in the period of Erie County, which was the loss of Bethlehem Steel. And while it might not have been financially the same as the loss of Bethlehem Steel, the psychological impact for losing the Buffalo Bills would have been similar. And I just want to thank the governor and her team for all of their effort to ensure that we got here today and that not only we kept the team, but it is a fair deal. There's a lot of times I spent on the phone talking to the governor during the negotiation process. She was intimately involved, and I want to thank her for not only understanding the value of this team to this community, but helping to negotiate a fair deal for all. So thank you, Governor. Of course, to Terry and Kim Pagula for their incredible commitment to this community. That meeting I had prior to COVID back in 2019 was with Kim. She had been intimately involved in this process from the beginning, and we would not be here today without her incredible efforts. And on behalf of the people of Erie County, not only do I want to thank Terry and Kim and the entire organization for their incredible time and effort and commitment that they made to keeping the Bills here, but I do want to offer my best on behalf of all of the community as we wish the best for Kim on her road for recovery. Today marks the end of one chapter in this story, but it's the beginning of another. History is being made, and the future is now being placed in the hands of the men and women of our local building trades. To those who exemplify the blue-collar Buffalo spirit like no others, you will now write the next chapter and many chapters of the story as you construct the home for our beloved team. Please take pride in your work and know that you built the home that is going to be the location of the Buffalo Bills for the next 30 years. I want to thank each and every one of the men and women of our building trades and organized labor for their incredible work that I know they're going to put in this site. As the governor noted, there are more than 10,000 construction and related jobs that will be created as a result of this process. And if you think today's exciting, just imagine what it's going to be like every time you drive past this site and you see more work being done. And then in a year or so, you realize after the structural steel is up that it's starting to look like a stadium. And 2 years from now, it's like, wow, I can't wait to set foot in here. And then 3 years from now, it is going to be the home of our team. So to the men and women of our building trades, thank you on behalf of the people of Erie County for the work that I know you're going to do. And I know you're going to build a beautiful, beautiful home for our team. Now, for the generations who saw championship caliber football with Jack Kemp, Cookie Gilchrist, and our friends here today at the old rock pile, to those who saw the glory of the Jim Kelly era at what's now Highmark Stadium, the torch has been passed. The next generation is here and now it's time to ready to roll with Josh Allen to bring a beautiful championship trophy, the Vince Lombardi Trophy, to our community here. And we are going to celebrate with an incredible, incredible stadium on the very spot that we're going to be very soon removing earth. I am proud to be a part of the team that helped pave the way for this new stadium, and I know it is and has been an incredible community effort. To each and every one of you, thank you for being here today. This is just the start of an adventure that we can't even imagine what it's going to take us. This is going to be the best, and truthfully, the best is yet to come. Thank you all, and go Bills.
Thank you, County Executive Poloncarz. To finish up our Super Bowl lineup of speakers, I'd like to introduce the Commissioner of the NFL, Roger Goodell. Commissioner Goodell took office in 2006 and since then has helped make the game of football better in so many ways, as well as grow the game in ways many of us couldn't have ever imagined. I'm sounding like a broken record here, but Commissioner Goodell also has connections to the area as he is from Jamestown, just a quick hour-and-a-half drive down the road. Are we getting the sense here that all good things and all good people have ties to or connections to Western New York or even from the area? Come on up, Commissioner Goodell.
Thank you, Maddie. I hope there is a connection to that. It would be a wonderful day, and it's always great to be home again. So thank you for having me today. Probably the blessing and the curse of being last is everything is said. Everyone has been thanked properly, and it's really time to really celebrate. But I didn't want to let it go without thanking a few in particular. The county executive, as we heard, was a key part of this. I want to thank our staff that's down here that works so hard on it, from Peter to Matt to Bobby to Joe to Jay to who else am I missing in that group? But thank you all. Cyrus, I think you're there too. They worked so hard on it, and with Ron and his staff at the Bills, this was a true partnership, and so we were glad to play a supporting role. But really the key players that I want to thank start with Kim and Terry Pagula, who right from day one were engaged, focused. They wanted to build something special here in a special community. They were committed to this community. And it doesn't happen without that. It really doesn't happen without that leadership. And so to Terry and Kim, for your vision, I know the stadium is going to be a remarkable legacy for you all in this community, but for this community in general. So thank you for the work you did and the commitments you made. Yes. To Governor Hochul, I can't say enough wonderful things about her leadership. She was amazing from day one. She did show her pride in this community more than once. It was important to her, but it was also a tremendous amount of leadership and courage. Those of us on the eastern part of the state may not have understood the desire that she had, but it was really important to this community and I think to the state in general. So thank you for your leadership and for all you did to make this happen. But most of all, it's to the people of Western New York. As a Western New York kid, it gives me a great deal of pride to be here today. I've been to a lot of groundbreaking ceremonies in my time at the NFL. Somebody asked me on the way up here how many, and I don't even know, but it's well over 20. But none of them are more meaningful than being here today. This is an extraordinary community. They deserve an extraordinary stadium, and you're going to get it. And I think as Western New Yorkers, we'll all be proud. It'll be not only a great stadium, but filled with incredible fans. Western New York has always shown that passion for football, for the Bills, and it's just, for us, I don't think of it as in 30 years. I think of it as a lifetime. I think of it as a future. The Bills are now secured in Western New York, and that's something that we should all take great pride in. So thank you all. We look forward to coming back here and opening the stadium, and thank you for all your support.
Thank you, Commissioner Goodell. I'd like to finish with a quick nugget about Kim. Kim and I got to do a podcast together for a couple years, and during the podcast, she would tell me, being involved in these stadium negotiations is my Super Bowl. So please take that with you today. All of you who are here and all of you who are working on this stadium, it is like a Super Bowl, a once-in-a-lifetime experience, a stadium that is built for Buffalo. Thank you so much to all of our honorary guests for telling us about why this day is so important to so many of us. And now for the fun. If our guests could please exit to the stage on our left for the ceremonial groundbreaking photo. If everyone could please remain in your seats, and we'll get this going. Guys, you're looking great over there, looking great. If we could get a drum roll, please. Everybody help me in this countdown. In 3, 2, 1.
The pills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the pills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout. Yeah, 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 yeah. Shout it right now, baby. Come on, come on. Come on and shout. Yeah. Buffalo's happening now. We're on the move now. The pills are happening now. They're making it happen now. You got the spirit, a lot of spirit, yeah. You got the spirit. Just watch it happen now.
We just want to say a big thank you to everyone for coming out today. Thank you for making this day one to remember. Please head to the tent for our celebratory reception. Have a great day, everybody, and go Bills.